Hi, I'm Gerald Carr, and welcome to my shamanic healing practice. I wanted to share this short video to let you know why I do this work and what some of the key reasons are that people might seek out a shamanic healing. So for me, my reasons for doing this are actually quite simple, which is that I really deeply believe that everyone has a right to feel whole. That it's from our sense of wholeness that we get to feel that we have a right to be here, we have a right to belong. And from there, that we can feel the movement of our love, the movement of our values, pushing us into the actions that contribute to the things that we care about. So it's that basic ability to move from care into action that we're here as humans to get to experience. And when we have certain kinds of wounds, we feel disconnected from the power to do this. We feel a loss of our capacity to ground into this earth, to stand in our power, to speak what we need to speak, to do what we're here to do, to create the awesome things we want to create. So I primarily practice two kinds of shamanic healing. There's several others that will come up on occasion, but the primary two are soul retrieval and ancestral healing. Soul retrieval is indicated when there has been soul loss, and unfortunately most people in a contemporary culture do have some soul loss. And what folks will say when they have soul loss, when they're coming into awareness of a soul loss, is something like, something's wrong. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something missing. There's some part of me that I'm supposed to be able to have access to that I can't reach. And someone might be pretty clear about what it is. For example, someone might be aware that when they go to vulnerably connect in a new relationship, that their capacity to stay present with a new connection is just not there. They just can't do it. And it's not like, oh, I can't do it because I'm lazy. I can't do it because I'm scared. It's like, I can't do it. That part of me is gone. And when people feel that, that can be an indication that there's a soul part sometime in your past, a younger aspect of you who has that gift actually took part of your essential core soul energy and left your conscious realm to protect itself and to keep that gift safe to get through something that was really hard. So in our shamanic healing practice, we have technology to work with spirit to locate these parts of people, these soul parts that are ready to return home. Another reason people might come in for soul retrieval is if they have a physical issue and they just sense from the body's wisdom, like, this is not going to heal without a spiritual level intervention. They've tried everything and it's just not, they just kind of know this has a spiritual root to it. And in shamanic healing, we do tend to see that a spiritual root to most struggles on the physical level, the emotional, and the mental level. And so that's really where our technology works, is the spirit level healing. Another client, someone else might come and share that they've had experiences and that those experiences left them with a feeling of not ever being the same again. And that can be a really clear indication of soul loss. A classic example would be a big car crash, or a kind of big scary accident. A trauma like that can create soul loss. And so if you can look back at your life and there's these instances where you can say, oh wow, I've never been the same since. I've never quite been able to access my sense of freedom or safety or connectedness or joy since X experience, then that's a really good reason to come in for a soul retrieval. All right, so the other main form of healing that I practice is ancestral healing. And people come for ancestral healing when they have a sense that um, that there's something, a burden on their shoulders that is simply bigger than them. And they're right. Most of us do carry a burden of unresolved and unhealed ancestral energy, unfortunately, because most of us are from a culture that hasn't properly tended to the dead and also made it very hard for people to live well and die well. So this kind of, out of scale burden is a reason. Another reason is if people see themselves in a pattern that they know is a family pattern, but they just cannot stop, they can't change it. It could be an addiction. Another thing that can happen that can indicate ancestral healing is that when you've worked really hard to express some part of yourself, to grow and to move past some past pattern, but you keep finding that whenever you make progress, you just bounce back, or like a sense of like this magnetic force that will sort of pull you back. And that's actually the force of an ancestral pattern that is very powerful, and it unfortunately has some power over us because it's in our blood and in our bones. And even though we do have free will, ancestral patterns can really get in the way of us exercising our free will, and especially our healing, to move forward and to grow as a soul. All right, so please feel free to reach out with any questions you have, or if you know you'd like to have a shamanic healing, you can schedule an initial consultation, and then we'll have a conversation about what your needs are. Then I will do a shamanic healing journey for you, share a recording of that journey, and support you in integrating that healing so that you can experience transformation, change that lasts for you. Thank you, everyone.